Allison Riggs is the Democrat who's running for North Carolina Supreme Court this November. She'll be on everyone's ballot in this state, so let's get to know her. We've talked about her a few times at Cardinal and Pine. She's a longtime North Carolina attorney who, with the Southern Coalition for Social Justice, has argued twice before the U.S. Supreme Court in major voting rights cases. Riggs, as much as anyone in the state, has been on the front lines of voting rights litigation in North Carolina. I would go into how many times our government has been sued for gerrymandering and alleged voter suppression, but that would be a feature-length film. Governor Cooper appointed Riggs in 2023 to fill a vacant seat on the North Carolina Supreme Court, and she's running now to keep that seat. Riggs is expected to offer a progressive counter on the state Supreme Court, which right now leans heavily to the right. 5 out of 7 members are Republicans. She's also a woman on a court that could play a pivotal role in deciding the future of abortion rights here in North Carolina. Republicans in the state have a recurring argument against her candidacy, so let's hear them out. Since Riggs was appointed, Republicans have talked about her like she's a party stooge, just an unaccomplished do-nothing, not a credible judge. Why is that? As co-leader of the Southern Coalition for Social Justice, it was literally Allison Riggs' job to argue against their laws, the laws that were accused of gerrymandering and voter suppression. You can see why they wouldn't love her so much, but here's why in the South, and specifically in North Carolina, those Republican arguments against her shouldn't hold very much water. Republicans have been in charge of the legislature since 2010, and since then, they've spent more time in a courtroom than Donald Trump defending their gerrymandered legislative districts and voter suppression bills. Remember how in 2016, a federal court found that North Carolina Republicans targeted black voters to suppress their votes, quote, with surgical precision. It's lawyers like Riggs who work to stop anti-voter bills like that. Here in North Carolina, voting rights attorneys aren't just lawyers, they're often civil rights heroes. I'm talking about people like Julius Chambers, Thurgood Marshall, Al McShirley, and Adam Stein. By the way, that's the father of Josh Stein, the Democrat running for North Carolina governor. Look, voting rights have been perpetually in jeopardy in the South, from the Jim Crow days to modern times. Supporters of Judge Allison Riggs say that having experience as a voting rights or civil rights attorney is the height of ethics in the legal profession. And it's not something that invalidates someone for a job on the state's highest court. Because fighting to preserve someone's right to vote, that is, by definition, justice, right? Riggs will be on the ballot to serve every North Carolinian this election day. For more info on her and her opponent, Republican Jefferson Griffin, check out Cardinal and Pine's 2024 voter guide.